Hi, I have a fun project for you today. I'm going to be doing a really quick series, 3 cards, maybe 4. Right now I have 3 of them done, so none of them take very long at all. And I'm going to be using this really fun hostess set. It's called Here Comes the Sun. You may not have even noticed it. It's in the back of the Occasions catalog, and it is free with hostess dollars. So if you have a order over 150, you can select it as one of your purchases. And it's really inexpensive because the hostess sets are priced lower than regular sets. And if you come to my events, I often let people select a hostess thing, or if you order from me frequently, like I have some of you that order from me every month online. So sometimes if you want to add one of these in and you ask me, I can slide it in. So there are ways to get it. It's super unique set. There's some fun ways to do it. And what I'm going to do for the next 3 cards is I'm going to be using Designer Series paper as cardstock. And this is one of our thicker Designer Series papers. It's the Share What You Love paper, and it came out when the catalog was new and it was all the rage. And then as soon as the catalog's new, it's summertime, everybody goes on vacation, and then we get the holiday catalog, and some of the stuff kind of gets forgotten. But this paper is thicker. It's not cardstock, but it's not paper. It's kind of an in-between card weight. And a lot of the designs have a shimmer to one of the sides. So in this particular piece, I'm going to be using this one. And I've cut it, you know, a typical, if you're in the US or Canada, a typical card is 4 1/4 inches by 11. So to get the most out of our 12 by 12, this is 4. That way you'd get 3 of them. So it's a 1/4 inch shy, but it would still fit in an envelope. Nobody who receives it is going to notice that their card's a 1/4 inch smaller than normal. So I'm going to fold this in half. And again, you wouldn't even notice that it's a 1/4 inch shy. It's going to look just like a normal card. So I've got this polka dot pattern here. And when you use the double-sided paper, what I've done on the 3 cards I'm going to do in the series is I've tried to come up with a unique way to show off both patterns. So it's not just the inside and then you open and you're like, oh, there's another pattern. It's going to be, we're going to show it off. So what I did on this one, I'm going to use window sheet, which is the obvious choice. The other two, the way I've done them, not so obvious. But let's stamp first. And then this stamp is designed so it has round words and then words and images that you can stamp on the inside of them. Oops, I don't even want memento. That's not on this one. I've got all the things I need for all 3 cards laying here. I'm going to use basic gray for the background words, and this says you are when skies are gray. And then there is a word sunshine that goes in the middle. I'm not actually going to use that on this one. Today happens to be my grandfather. He's no longer living, but it would have been his 100th birthday. And my grandmother, her favorite song was You Are My Sunshine. So this is an appropriate card for today. So this says you are my when skies are gray, and then there is a stamp that says sunshine, but I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use this die that's from another die cut, and I will put that on both my website and then down below. I didn't poke these out from the last time I used it. It comes out of a different die set. So let's cut all these things out now. These cards are super fast. I always put my thing up here backwards, which is not really backwards, but I like for you guys not to have to watch me cut. So I've got the rectangles. I'm going to do this one first because this takes up the whole plate. I'm going to run it through first. So that was why I folded it before I did this, so I'd be able to see where the fold is. So just put this on here and kind of centered. I've chose the rectangle that takes up almost the whole entire card. So it's going to leave me just a border around. And lay that on there. And just run that through. And normally I don't like to run these rectangles straight through, but because this takes up the whole card, that's why I don't like to, because it does that. They're better at an angle. but for you guys to see it, really, it's better that way. So see, it just is going to give you a little bit of a frame, but that's okay, and I'll show you why it's okay on the next card. And then it leaves you this whole piece that you could do something else with, which my something else with is that's where I'm going to take my sunshine and run that through here. Maybe I can do it this way and get a little bit more out of it. So if you had just run your piece through, you could do that if you were just making one card. But I can keep a whole rectangle now because I'm making multiples. I'm going to run that one back through just to make sure that I got it pressed out all the way. It's not sunshiny anymore because it's like, I don't know, maybe 6 o'clock here, but it got up in the 70s today. Summer's coming. But we're on spring break. So my hours are wonky because I've got my daughter's been here for lunch. My nephews are here. I got nephews tomorrow. I'm going out next week with my niece. So, you know, it's one of those weeks where it's great when you're your own boss, but I don't tell myself no. Okay, now I'm going to tell you with this circle that I'm running through, it's from our circle dies. But if you have the 2-inch circle punch, 2 1/4 inch circle punch, it would work as well. For some reason, I don't have that. Or if I do, it's just not where it belongs. So that's why I'm using the die. But if you have the punch, it would punch these out as well. Okay, now we're almost finished with this card. Poke this out of here. I do have my pokey thing sitting somewhere, but these work just as well. So you'll make sure when you run this through that you have the polka dot side up because you want the sunshine to be on the side that has the sunshiny words. And then I cut my window sheet because this doesn't have a whole lot of stability anymore because I cut it so there's just a frame. So I cut my window sheet here, just the same size. So it is a shade under 4 inches and a shade under 5.5. You probably can't see it, but it's just a fraction under. And then I'm just going to use my snail. I'm going to try not to get right to the edges since it's going to not go quite to the edge. But I didn't want it to overhang. But if it did, you could just cut it off if you did it exactly the right size. But this gives, because you don't have a whole lot of stability left on this, the window sheet makes it be nice and stable. So then what I did is just take it here in the fold and put it in the fold and then just lay it down. Now you have a window sheet, and now your card is stable again. Because before, when it didn't have any stability, that was kind of wonky, but it's not anymore. Okay, and then you've got this little "You Are My Sunshine." And then it has both a sun ray and a sun, like a sun stamp. Go back to my basic gray. So I think you can use like the sun rays and the sun. I just used both the sun. This is one of those stamp sets that when you look at it at first you're like, this one takes a little bit of thought. So there, you can see if you had the word sunshine that comes in this set, you would stamp right through there. And then for my color choice, I went with blends, and they're not exactly the colors of blends that are in here, but they match well enough. So I have dark petal pink and light crumb cake, which I'm sure when you think sunshine is probably not the ones that you think once the guys are gray. But the overall card, so just use your brush tip. You're just going to brush on a little bit of color. So I'm just kind of going in between these colors there. And then on this, let me get a piece of scrap paper. Just lay this here. And then I just colored this just so it would show up a little bit more when you put it against the other background. And again, I didn't want it to be the saffron, not saffron. What color is this? You know, when you've been doing this for as long as I have, we've had so many colors, it's not saffron. Oh, you know, somebody tell me in the comments, by the time I'm done filming, the color will come to me. It's not daffodil. It's not curry. I've done too many things today. I have seen Captain Marvel, I've gone grocery shopping, I have cooked lunch for people, I have cooked dinner, which we haven't eaten yet, which may help. I have done emails. I have posted 2 YouTube videos. It's been one of those busy days. So, you know, when the color yellow that it is escapes you, it escapes you. It may be daffodil. I don't know what that color is. But I didn't want this to be that because I didn't want it to get lost on there. Okay, and this is crumb cake because it says right so on the marker. I need the brush tip. And you can see I didn't want it to be overwhelming. Like I want this to be a nice little subtle card there. And then to mount it together, I'm going to turn it my way so I can see it. What I did was I put this in the middle. And this is one of those cards that's just a happy card. Like you're not going to write a big old note in here. So if you're one of those people who doesn't like to write a lot inside your cards, this is just a card for you. So put this in the middle. We can see that this needs the little part of its S popped out. There we go. It popped out without me doing anything. See, if I'd done it the same color, it gets lost on there. We don't want it to get lost. You just need adhesive on your S and your E. Because you don't want it to get all sticky looking in the middle of your window sheet. And this is plenty to hold it on there. So put your card shut. And then this goes right through the middle. So when the card's closed, the sunshine goes through the middle. And then take an epoxy, one of the epoxy hearts from our Occasions catalog. Just pop that up. And then that goes where the eye is, and it makes the dot for your eye. It might be a little bit hard to see, but you can see it in person. I colored my other one with the line marker because it's one of the colors that's in the dot. This one I'm going to leave clear just so when I take the pictures for my website you can see the difference, so then you'll be able to see the difference. And then this is our flax, yes, flax ribbon from the Occasions catalog. You don't want a lot of ribbon because again this card's kind of simple. So just do a knot. But you can see the card, even though there's just barely a frame of cardstock, and it's not even cardstock. But you can tie a ribbon on it because you've put that window sheet in there, so it's given the stability back. And then on my other card, I have shredded it. This one I'm going to leave it whole, just again to give you kind of a different look. And then on the website, you can see the different looks. I'm going to show you the other one too. So here you go. Simple, simple. Use this cardstock instead of, designer series paper instead of cardstock, but it gives a unique design. You're not going to find one of these at Hallmark. And this is a really fun hostess set, and there isn't any other similar set in the catalog. Here's the one with the floofy ribbon, and this one has, you can see where I colored the heart. And those may be hard for you to see in the picture, but I will try to get those when I photograph it for the website. But super cute card, super unique. I hope you enjoy that. Everybody have a nice night. Bye.